We live in a modern world where most people I know either want to get or already have a video doorbell installed, and the reason for it is pretty obvious. It gives you a way to monitor your door for any activity as a security camera and also doubles as an actual video doorbell. So in this video, we're going to review this Annke video doorbell, and as you'll see in the video, there are some very interesting features built into this, especially considering the $35 price tag. Yes, you've heard that right. This will cost you just $35. So let's start with what's included in the box. You get a user manual. You get a charging cable, which is micro USB, and I have to complain about this micro USB port in year 2024. Come on, how much is it going to cost to put on USB-C port? A few cents more? Just use USB-C and make everyone happy. But moving on, we get three different mounting brackets. Well, one of them is actually the back case, and then you get the option to either attach the flat back case directly to a wall, or you get these two angled brackets. So one is angled horizontally, the other one is vertically, so you can pretty much mount this at any angle you wish to do so. There is some 3M adhesive backing, set of screws, the doorbell itself, and the wireless chime. Now let's continue with the main features of this doorbell, and the number one feature that I should mention is that it has Wi-Fi dual band 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz support, which is something I want to see in all modern gadgets. The video camera itself is 1080p, 148 degrees field of view. There's a 4800 milliamp hour internal battery. There's two-way audio, cloud and SD card storage, motion detection together with notifications and alerts, as well as a tamper alarm, which will sound and notify you if someone tries to tamper with your doorbell, and that's handled via this micro switch on the back. And of course, there is the USB powered chime that you can pair with the doorbell, and it gives you the classic doorbell functionality. Now the first thing I did was to charge the doorbell, which took a long time because of its big internal battery and slow charging current. And then I used the provided flat bracket to mount the doorbell at roughly the recommended height of 150 centimeters. As shown in the user manual, this height in combination with the field of view will give you the best view of the area, but of course, depending on your setup, you can make adjustments. Next, I installed the app, which is named the Vico Home and is available for both iOS and Android. I know, weird choice since the company name is Annke, but this is the world we live in. A lot of companies just rebrand devices made by a bigger OEM, like Tuya, for example. So the app probably belongs to the OEM and will work for multiple devices. I'm pretty sure that any doorbell that you'll see out there in the same form factor with this ring light here with the same feature set is probably just a rebadge of this exact same hardware. Now, after installing the app and pairing with your doorbell, which was very easy to do, I just followed the user manual instructions. It offered to do a firmware update, which I accepted. It did that in a few minutes. Then I was greeted with what has become my complaint number 2 about this product. It invites you to subscribe to their monthly payment plan to get cloud access with storage of your recordings for 30 days. Now, it would be fine if they only did this once, but it will continue to bother you with that message from time to time, inviting you to subscribe after you have already opted not to do so. So the paid subscription, if you're thinking of opting for that, will give you access, like I said, to cloud storage for up to 30 days of your recordings, which is a nice feature if you're okay with uploading that to the cloud. But if you're like me and you're probably thinking about the privacy and the SD card storage, it does support up to 128 gigabytes maximum. So there's a slot for a micro SD. Now, I did install a 32 gigabytes micro SD card, and I noticed that I was getting roughly 50 detections, so 50 like 20-second recordings per day, and each day that would use approximately 100 megabytes of disk space. So you can really store a lot if you install the maximum 128 gigabytes of SD card storage. By default, you also get 3 days worth of free cloud storage that allows you to And that allowed me to compare the cloud versus local storage, and I can say that cloud storage is definitely faster to access from the mobile app when compared to the local storage, even when connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the Doorbell. So that might be one reason you might want to upgrade to the paid service, which is like $55 per year. And with that, you also get the benefit of the advanced detections, like it will identify and classify alerts based on person, package, animal, or vehicle detection, and obviously you can have those notifications sent to your phone. The doorbell can also be shared with someone else. So if your wife, for example, installs the app and creates her own account, you can share the doorbell with her, so she will be getting the notifications and will be able to access the video feed as well. And in case you're wondering what will happen if someone tries to steal your doorbell, well, there is the tamper alarm, which I mentioned in the beginning of the video. So it's this little switch on the back, which is kept pressed when you install the back case of the doorbell. And then there's an option inside the settings menu, so to enable or disable that alarm. So it will sound this audible alarm, and it will send a push notification to your phone to let you know someone is tampering with your doorbell. But as you can imagine, yeah, there is the risk of someone stealing this, because all you need to remove this from the wall mount is one of those SIM eject tools inserted through that hole, and then someone will be able to just take this and go away with it. In terms of battery life, the manufacturer claims between 1 or 2 months, and this will of course depend on the actual settings you use and the number of detections and recordings that it does each day. I've installed this for testing in my office environment, where I, like I mentioned previously, I got around 50 detections per day, Monday to Friday, and maybe like 10 or 20 detections per day during the weekend. So with that usage pattern, I got approximately 45% battery left after 21 days. Now, assuming this is a fairly linear curve, which it might not be, we have an average of 2.6% drop per each day, so it might be fine for another 11 or 12 days if you only discharge it to 15%, bringing the total battery life to something like 33 days in my usage scenario. Now, obviously, getting fewer detections and recordings will expand this battery life, and there is an option to put it to sleep between for a particular schedule that you can set up. Like, for example, you can put it to go to sleep at night. Charging the device takes up to 10 hours for a full battery, which isn't exactly fast charging in my terms, and the annoying thing is that you can't charge it while it's installed on the wall, so you'll have to take it off the mounting bracket and bring it inside and charge it, because, well, I don't know if this is a security feature or not, but the back cover just covers the charging port, which is in here, and there are no other connections on the back that you can use for charging. There is no way to run permanent power to it, as the mounting bracket completely covers the charging port, unless you mod it, like take it apart and solder a couple of wires to the inside. The settings menu does show a power setting where they list permanently plugged in and solar power, but I don't think like this particular model offers any of that. I mean, sure, you can just snap this part off and keep a USB cable inserted in there if you wish to do that. It just won't be a nice way of doing it with the cable hidden on the back. In terms of motion detection, you do have a few options for setting the sensitivity or disabling motion detection at all, and you can also define a sleep schedule where the doorbell will save battery life, not monitoring. For example, you can have it off at nighttime. You can set the recording duration and a cooldown time, but there is no pre-recording of the motion event. So you'll notice this delay, this 1 to 2 seconds delay from when the motion event is coming into the frame until the camera wakes up and actually starts recording. So this might not be a problem for most use cases, because the motion causing event will likely start somewhere in the distance and then approach the doorbell, but it's something to be aware of. There is likely a 1 to 2 seconds that you'll be missing from the footage. Now, the advanced zone detection as well as the human vehicle pet identification is available only for the cloud subscription option, so you have to pay for that in order to use that feature. Video quality is good from the 1080p sensor when there is enough lighting, even artificial lighting, but even though the camera has built-in IR lighting, the video quality in the dark is not that good. Again, I do not think this will affect most people because, most people will likely have some form of motion activated light at their main door, which will light up the scene when there is motion. Here are some samples that I took with some artificial lighting in the hallway where I installed this. It looks pretty good with the lights on and not as good with the lights turned off. The USB chime was fairly easy to pair with the doorbell using the instructions provided in the user manual, so you can use this as a classic doorbell chime together with the app on the phone. And this is supposed to work up to a distance of 5 feet according to the user manual, but I'm pretty sure it will work even at 5 meters away. Don't think there will be any issues. So I was about to end this review and give you my final opinion when I realized that I haven't tested the actual primary function of this doorbell, which is its doorbell functionality. So if you press the button on the doorbell, about 5 seconds later, you'll get a notification on your phone. Sometimes takes less, sometimes takes even longer, like 10 seconds. I'm not sure if this notification would be faster if you subscribe to the cloud paid option or not, but I just find that to be a little slow for my taste. Then you have a couple of options under settings. You can get the notification as a simple message notification, or you can get it as a phone call, which gives you the option to answer like a video call, opening the audio video feed from the doorbell. But then again, that's very slow, sometimes taking 20 to 30 seconds to connect. So I know for sure that will be frustrating for some users, and from what I could notice, it goes that slow whenever the doorbell is also recording video at the same time. So if it's not recording video, the connection is almost instant. That's less than ideal because you almost certain want to have the video recording of the events enabled, but on the positive side, if you have the local USB chime connected, this will sound without any delay from the button press. So everything I've presented so far are just facts, things I've noticed about this doorbell. But for those of you wondering how I personally feel about this device, well, here are my thoughts. It's not a perfect device. I have to mention that it's annoying that it has a micro USB port instead of USB-C. It's annoying that it charges very slowly, again, up to 10 hours for a full charge, and it's annoying that you can't even have it permanently plugged in with the cable nicely hidden on the back for those that want the option for not having to charge it every month or so. But then I also have to look at all of the good things about it, starting with the cost of the unit. $35 for a good quality product, which is full of nice features. The build quality is very good, the image quality is decent enough for the purpose, it's got dual band Wi-Fi, the app is functional, no bugs that I have noticed, gives accurate notifications, can record to a micro SD card. Sure, it's annoying that you have to subscribe to get the advanced features for detection and the full cloud recording, but at the same time, you don't really need that because the basic functionality is good enough for me. And you get all of this for $35. That is a very good deal. And unless you really need some specific features like power over Ethernet or maybe on-VIF support to integrate this with something else like Home Assistant, this guy cannot do that. So if you can live without those features, it's definitely not worth paying 4 to 5 times more for pretty much the same feature set from a different brand that maybe gives you power over Ethernet or on-VIF support. If you're not using those functions, just get the cheaper one. So these are my thoughts, and should you decide to order one of these, I've placed a link in the description so you can check it out. That was all for today. I would be interested in hearing if you'd buy this gadget or not. Just let me know in the comments below how you feel about this device. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you soon.